Okay, so a little earlier, Dad gave me some potato chips that were intended to be pretty spicy. While they were spicier than the Lay's cheddar jalapeno chips, they ultimately weren't that spicy. But then again, at the time, I had part of I had one of the Arizona herbal energy tonics that Dad likes to get. At either Wegmans, a similar store, or a convenience store. I either haven't asked or haven't asked recently enough for me to remember. I'm pretty close to completing the produce X amount of goods task. And I at last completed a sort of side quest for me to have 2 scrolls manufactories at level 5 or higher. This was done following some renovations in which I got rid of one line of footpath in order to ultimately make room for, I believe, this residence and this scrolls manufactory at the same time. I was hoping to be able to put in that second elixir manufactory right here, but now it looks like I'm not going to have the population for it, at least for the time being. One way to increase the rate at which you get gold and supplies is to upgrade the main hall. If you have the Golden Abyss and Endless Excavation Ancient Wonders, which I believe they're literally the first 2. Oh, not quite. But the Golden Abyss is among the first 2, and the Endless Excavation is among the second 2. This is the first set, second set, and third set. I think I unlocked the third set only about a week or so ago. I've been feeling, I think, relatively okay, but I have no idea if it's allergies or something, but because despite it all, I did present a temperature of roughly 98.4 to 98.6 when I went to my blood donation some time ago. I believe it was either on the 13th. I believe it was on the 13th. Anyway, I've been spitting into this trash bin rather than doing so onto the floor or on a towel or on this bed. I did some work on the 99th Gen hamming. And right now I'm just trying to decide what to do during the part where the Uber driver is speaking while Caesar's dad, or Michael, is getting victimized in a way. I think, generally speaking, that always prepares something for me to eat at around 6 in the morning, because that's roughly the time he gets up. Each day he gets up at roughly 5:45 in the morning. And I think around that time he helped me by using a damp paper towel wipe to clean up my screen and the keyboard, because at that point I had been having difficulties with getting these two keys to respond. And it made it pretty onerous to type in that line where the Uber driver speaks, to type out those two lines into text-to-speech service for Rapper Online. Around 6 in the morning, Dad prepared some Kraft macaroni and cheese with what I think were hot pepper flakes for breakfast. He said he prepared a bowl, another bowl of it, for me for lunch, which I had around 11. That's a stem found inside a fruit cup. Not sure if that's supposed to be expected. I don't think it is, though. And I had a sandwich made using relatively hard bread. About on the hard side of what I typically have. Looking pretty close to the kind you would use in a McRib sandwich, but obviously harder. Just remember that item is basically the equivalent of catching Mew in Pokemon. It only appears every now and then, and when it does, if you want it, you have to go for it, essentially. I thought, because Dad had a recent history of doing so, I thought it was going to be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it turned out to be cold cuts with some cheese and mayo. Though it was still a pretty good sandwich. I also noticed, however, that there was a mostly empty bowl for how big it was, with some more Kraft macaroni and cheese. Excuse me. I only just recently moved back into the room because I'm pretty hesitant to do my dinner within the spare room. Maybe it has something to do with how cluttered the spare room is, because it's used to store basically Dad's collections of comic books, sports cards, and his Magic the Gathering collection. Of which I bet he hasn't played in a while. Because he likes to play the game. I think it's either a Gears game or a Call of Duty game. I'll have to ask at some point. And I think I've only heard of Magic the Gathering as some kind of online game similar to Elvenar, but obviously with vastly different mechanics. So, a total newbie versus a rusty collector. Maybe that would be a pretty interesting matchup. By the way, this is currently the highest level residence I can currently get. Because the next level, I believe that's when the dwarven style residence starts. And obviously that research upgrade does not come.
Oh, you still got more.
Sorry,
That'd be the first time that I came back in here and you actually have some food.
I can't. You generally can't eat and vlog at the same time.
I know it's not polite to eat and talk with your mouth full, right?
Yeah, that makes you hard to understand.
Like now. Well, when you're done, do you want more?
Yes, please.
Because I got more chicken.
Thanks.
And you can probably have a little more of the roasted potatoes. Okay? Are they good?
Yeah.
Everything good?
Yep. I also noticed you still had some Kraft mac and cheese with hot pepper flakes.
Kraft mac and cheese.
And a bowl in the fridge.
I ate that.
Oh, what?
I thought you would have ate that earlier. But you fell asleep. I tried calling you around noon.
I believe I had my phone on silent. You tried calling me at 1:18.
Something like that. I sent you my my lunch. What did I have?
I believe you had some cheese.
Cheese and like beef things.
Yeah, that's what I saw in the picture.
Right. All right. Well, let me know when you're done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. This chapter in particular is when you start getting portal goods. First are the simple goods, the steel, planks, and marble. Then the crafted goods, the scrolls, silk, and crystal. Then the magical goods, the elixirs, gems, and magic dust. Then there's the dwarven goods, the graphite, and it's something else. The graphite and copper. And then it goes on quite a bit more. Then there's the fairy portal goods. I think that's the point in which you start getting mana, I think. Sunflowers, velvet, cocoons, and mimosa, along with the night farm goods. Nightshade, fireflies, dream sheep, and night essence. But I don't see any signs that's when you start getting mana. There's the orcs and goblins. By the way, the exact characteristics of those creatures can vary quite a bit depending on what work you're looking at. Those creatures were created by basically the imagination. Much like how all of my styrofoams were created out of my imagination, and how all my Dan Hamming videos were created out of my imagination. Generally, though, I generally wing those. I don't recall doing much planning to create them. So it's a sort of adapt as you go sort of thing. I think I fell asleep somewhere between 2:30ish in the afternoon and 1ish in the afternoon. And I woke up at roughly 6 in the afternoon. Or I think at that point it would technically be 6 in the evening. They revamped the research tree quite a bit. I believe pretty odd considering that research upgrade in particular comes just a short time after the point at which you unlock mana or mana in the first place. I in particular showed my dad the latest draft of Dan Henry on the Uber this morning before he went off for work. It was roughly 3 or so minutes long. I think it was, to be exact, a few seconds short of 3 minutes. I've been listening to a video in which someone pitted all the AI opponents of Pokemon Red/Blue against each other in a sort of big tournament. Dad commented on the video that everything went bad. Which, when I thought about it for a brief amount of time, I really just sort of the formula for a Dan Hamming episode. From the very earliest to the very most modern. Out of all 98 that are currently on YouTube. And the 99th will be no exception to that.